Hey everybody, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm, and yes, I'm back with another video. So, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to be talking about a couple things in this video, and I do hope that, that by the time the video's over, you kind of understand my position on certain kinds of books. This is not an attack on people that read them, but just the overall thing. So, one of the things that I noticed when I was in my 20s, maybe my 30s, I didn't see them. I didn't see them in my teens, because I went to bookstores, when I could. Mom would, put us in in the car. We would drive to a place called the library. I am going to tell you, I'm going to explain this place that no longer exists, because I have actually went on the St. Louis directory of bookstores, and the place is gone. So I'll tell you what I fondly remember of it. So the library was a bookstore in St. Louis, and if any of my subscribers live in St. Louis, let me know if I might have missed it. They had several floors, and it was a place that was dedicated solely for the love of books and literature. The library, if you go and look at how many floors, I think it was a total of 5 floors. And I mean, it was an amazing place. You could go on the elevator, and it would have the subject or the genre that you were looking for. So you press the button, and the elevator would take you there. It was the place I first discovered erotic fiction. Never told my mother until she caught me with one, and she was like, yeah. This was where Mom got a signed copy from the prosecutor that prosecuted O.J. Simpson. And it was a lot of fun. Mom enjoyed herself, and she would read that book for days, which shows that Mom did read it one time. So I didn't really see these, the shifter books, in the 90s. Now, if I totally missed it, it's most likely that it just wasn't my cup of tea. But I really started seeing shifter books probably in the when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and I still see them today. So shifter romances or shifter books are basically creatures who are people that can transform into wolves or dragons. There are a number of notable shifter ones. I think I saw my first shift, the guy turns into a wolf with Twilight. And that was when I was, I believe, in my early, late 20s. I know I had a lot more energy back then. I did. So, I was on Book Talk, and I actually was on Horror Talk, because Horror Talk Horror Talk is so much better than your regular Book Talk. And there was a book that this one book talker horror talker was talking about. And basically it takes place after the Great War. I actually have a sample of it on my Nook. And it opens up with basically that the guy's been captured. And, his view of having your heart eaten is literally that would be very fast. So the impression I would get from these things is like, yeah, we'll just rip your heart out and make your death nice and light, painless. I do hope that. But I don't actually know what's going to happen to this guy. So his name is Peter, and I feel bad for him. But anyways, so you have these shifter romances, shifter, different kinds of shifter books. I think mostly they're mostly in like romantasy. I do know that Harlequin, I believe it was Harlequin, did a couple of them a long time ago. Anyways, so I wanted, when I went on Horror Talk, I wanted recommendations for some really good books, and the first video I saw was this young lady who was talking about some like classic werewolf stories, and I'm like, oh, please give me the Rex, please give me the Rex. It wasn't a lot of books, it was a couple of books, but the first one got my attention, and I went on my phone, and I got it. You can download a sample from your phone. You can have them send you a sample. If you go on your phone and go, oh, I'm going to sample this book, and they will send you a sample of the book. But as far as like buying the book or acquiring the book, no, absolutely not. But I kind of look at these shifter romances and shifter romantasy books. If they exist, let me know. And I kind of wonder, did we take the fangs out of these creatures that have been staples of like horror for decades? And I think I said I have a horror channel I'm going to talk about in much more detail. But we have this declawing and defanging of like your classic like horror staples, like especially the werewolf. And as much as I am really not into like watching like TV adaptations of books, and this has nothing to do with the author, it has everything to do with the company that's bringing these out. So like, for example, is I watched the first episode of the first season of Percy Jackson, and after that I did not watch it. I have no desire to watch the second season. I did watch the clip of Hades, and in all honesty, guys, please stop being so nitpicky about Hades, except if you're talking about him being represented like Satan. Okay, you can get upset about that, but the rest of it, no. I think the TV Hades was so much better than the movie Hades, because, I just feel like that it was so much better. He followed the whole thing with the Greek tradition of like offering food or drink, which is for hospitality, indicating that even down in the underworld he is bound by his brother's law of hospitality. Percy, not so much. He doesn't want food or drink. I think it's not because it will bind him to the underworld, but the fact is that he just wants to get his business over and done with. But anyways, so no, I will not be watching the TV show of Harry Potter. Once again, not because of J.K. Rowling, but because I'm sorry. After Percy Jackson, I was like, no, I absolutely refuse to watch it. But I do say, when the third season comes around of Harry Potter, when we go into the Prisoner of Azkaban, I really hopefully want to see a very good, amazing, wonderful, accurate werewolf transformation. Actually, he looks badass. Van Helsing ruined werewolf transformations for me. I want that. Bitten does it real good. Bitten does their transformations very well. However, I'm not really a fan of it being like anytime they want to change. I like the idea of it being a once a month thing. Sorry. That's my only complaint. That's my only complaint. It's like they're so busy trying to make their werewolves different that nobody recognizes them as werewolves. They're just shifters. That's also my complaint about shifters, is that these authors, I said, they want their werewolves, they want their vampires, all this stuff to be so different that they lose what made these creatures so special. But anyways, so I'm really invested in Peter's character in this book, and I am going to definitely be acquiring it on my Nook tomorrow. Speaking of Nooks, I got something to say on that topic. So tomorrow I hopefully get off at 10:15. I am going to be speeding up my process, because honestly, I really want to, do that. I do think on the tomatoes I'll have no problem, because I'm literally going to be laughing my ass off when she goes, "Where's the other tomatoes?" I said, "There's no more tomatoes." So, yeah, suck that. So I'm gonna hurry up, get my, get it done, and then I'm just like, as I dirty dishes, I'm going to wash them and everything. That way, I'm not spending so much time on dishes. So what's going to happen is, if everything works out the way that I want it to, I'm going to go and be leaving at 10:15. I'm actually taking a lift from my job to Barnes & Noble. Yes, I'm going to Barnes & Noble tomorrow, guys. Yay. Hopefully. That's my big thing, is hopefully. And because here's the thing is, it's the holiday season, and I'm very wary about buying anything during the holiday season. Very wary. It's the holiday season, and there is one thing. So today is Thursday. See, it's still Thursday today. It is Thursday, and literally, people started buying their stuff on Monday. So either most of them have gotten their things already, but porch pirates are hanging around your door waiting to grab your package. And so, because it is a $135 reader, like it's $100, I think it's like $145. They knock 10% off because I am a member. I also get double the rewards, which is going to be really, really great. So I should be getting an email in a couple of days that said, "Hey, yeah, you got like $20." I will be using that to get ebooks. So just to let you guys know, ebooks are coming. But I'm not going to spend a bunch of time there, because when I get off at 10:15, I'm going to be a little exhausted from all the prep work. So what I'm essentially going to do is go there. I'm going to immediately go to the counter. They have it behind the counter, which is great. This is what I like about Barnes & Noble, is that you can get your stuff put behind the counter, and it will be there when you get there. So so they didn't tell me I could not do this. So, because I would be assuming that employees know this, you can't do this. But so she said, yeah, it'll be ready for you. It'll still be behind the counter tomorrow morning. So very happy about that. And then while I'm waiting on my Lyft ride to bring me home, I'm going to look at their calendars and things like that, and then I'm going to go on the lip ride and be taken home. So I will be doing an unboxing of my Nook tomorrow and everything. So hopefully everything will turn out okay. I don't have to call my brother and say, "Hey, Steven, I still need to get home." That'll be so nice. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, so I am going to end it there, and yeah. So until then, I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Bye.